morning, awesome second graders. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully you all have enjoyed the couple of lessons that you've had about endangered species and how we can help them not go extinct. So today you're going to read the last part of the article, or actually I'm going to read that to you, and then you're going to check out another article about endangered animals. But before you do that, I want to talk about two new words that we're going to add to our word web. And those two words are conservation and invasive species. So I want you to think for a second. What do you think conservation and invasive species mean? So take a second. I'm going to pause this and write the definition and then come back. Okay, so let's see if what you thought conservation invasive species mean, if it's actually what it is. So conservation is protection of a valuable natural resource. So when we want to conserve something, we protect it. I'm sure your parents have told you, turn off the water while you're brushing your teeth. So put your toothbrush underneath the water, turn the water off. So that's conserving water because it's in a very, very important natural resource. Water doesn't remake itself. So the water that we have now is the water that is all the water we're ever going to have. So when we're talking about animals, we need to conserve them. We need to protect them because once they're gone, they're gone. So that conservation in this case means to protect something that's we can't make more of. And that's natural. So that's an animal or a plant. But in this case, we're talking about animals. Invasive species is an organism that causes harm in a new environment where it's not native. So that means something comes into a ecosystem that's not naturally there. One example I can think of is pythons in Florida. Pythons weren't natural in Florida. They weren't normally there. But they got on boats, somebody brought them as pets, and then people set them free. So they've caused a lot of trouble because there aren't natural predators for those. So they've killed animals that can't fight them because there's no natural predators for those pythons. In your reading today, you're going to be listening about some brown snakes and lionfish and some other animals that were brought into ecosystems where they were not native, where they were not natural, and they caused trouble. So when you are finished with your reading today, you're going to add another problem and solution into your T-chart. Today, I want you to think, what was the problem? And I've just kind of given you some hints. So the problem might be something that we've just talked about, but you're going to come up with a problem. And how can we fix that? And there's going to be some possible solutions in your reading today. What can we do about these invasive species? How can we conserve the animals that are already there that can't fight back against these? So that's what I want you to think about in your reading today. And then send us on your Google Classroom, send us your new T-chart that shows us what notes you've taken and what ideas you've had. I hope you have a fantastic day. Enjoy your learning about endangered species, and have a great day.